Ladies and gentlemen, Kitty Broom here, right down at we're at the Marriott Gold Coast here. Beautiful hotel, got the swimming pool in the background. Now I just want to thank everybody who came along to our meeting last night at the KDB Centre. It was the Utopian Global STORH meeting, talking about our plastics to oil, awesome technology we got involved in. I've collared the CEO of STORH, Ryan Messer, today, and for all those people who didn't make it, I just want to give a bit of a shout out to Ryan. He's travelled all the way from the US to come to the event last night, and he's still here today. And I wanted to ask him a couple of questions about, so people could sort of, the questions they asked last night and people have said over the last few days he could answer for us about the business, where we're going. Because, you know, as we all know, we've got 3 assets at the moment that we own. We've got 3 oil fields in the US, and our next big purchase of an asset is going to be that plastics recycling plant. So this is extremely exciting. The pyrolysis, turning plastic into oil. We demonstrated that last night. So Ryan, it's fantastic to have you here in Australia again. I'm going to hand the mic over to you. Can you give everybody a little bit of a feedback of your history? I know you worked in Australia, about your experience here and what's ahead for STORH.
Thanks, Keithy. Always a pleasure. And, you know, you never have to twist my arm to come here to the Gold Coast, Australia. Absolutely beautiful, as you can see.
Yeah.
But thanks. No, last night's event was phenomenal. So thanks for putting that on and helping host. And really, really good event, because we gave everyone an update, a pretty detailed update, I think. We spent well more than an hour and a half going through everything. But as you point out, this morning we formally announced that we closed on our 3rd asset, so that'd be Raccoon Bend Field. So we bought a sizable interest in the property. And for those of you who don't know, Raccoon Bend Field's a field that's been around for a long time. It's 80 years of history plus. And it's about 90 producing wells in Texas, in Austin and Waller counties. And the field makes about 800 barrels a day. And one of the things I think that we sort of announced last night was that we actually put in a hedge. So we now have a floor at $56 for quite some time. And of course we have some upside there too. So if the price of oil does go up, we do get to reap the benefits of that as well. So the acquisition of the Texas asset and the 2 other properties that we bought earlier in the year act as a foundation for the company, right? So being one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we had was cash flow from day one.
Yep.
So give that solid foundation, just like if you were to build a house, right? You build a nice solid foundation and build upon that. So now we're kind of focused on our more high growth assets, and that is plastics to fuel. So we talked a bit about that. And as everyone's very aware around the world, I think I asked for a show of hands. No one is unfamiliar with the problem that's occurring all around the world. So one of our solutions here is, and how we take more of a pragmatic approach to solving the problem, but also a way that we can make a tremendous amount of money, is taking that plastic and converting it back to oil, which is where it came from originally, and then selling into the market for high margin.
High margin, you got it, that's it.
Yep. So that's where we're focused now. Of course, we're continually raising funds to do that, because we want to build out multiple sites around the world. We're actually talking to the government here in Australia, which would be fantastic, because you have a big problem here in terms of exporting the plastics and being rejected by some Asian countries. We'll leave them names.
No, we can say it's, well, everybody knows in Australia we've been shipping plastics to China in containers on ships. This is how crazy it is, folks, that there's ships on the high seas just full of plastic that we're trying to get rid of. China said no, we tried to send it to Malaysia, and they're saying no, but there's no real opportunities here in Australia to recycle plastic. So, you know, we've made connections, which is what business is all about. And Ryan had a chat with a gentleman this morning regarding that connection, so that's pretty exciting.
So a lot to do there. And of course in the US we have a great market where we can increase the margin of the oil that we sell into the market through a proprietary blend we're calling Polystream. So we're working on that study now. And of course we're looking at Central and South America as well, because they of course have a huge problem. So these are just a couple of the things we're working on. Of course we have a big project that we're working on in Ecuador as well. It's all about mineral recovery and land reclamation. So repairing a lot of the damage that's been left behind by a lot of big mining companies, and quite honestly, just the lack of knowledge from a lot of the mining companies that have operated in the area. so we can reduce and eliminate that contamination and recover that land and put it back, while at the same time recovering a tremendous amount of minerals that were left behind. So, in some cases 10 or 12 grams per ton, we're reprocessing material that's already been left and sitting in very huge heat in big piles out there. So It's just incredible. So we're working on those projects as well, and so we have a lot of information to come.
All right. Well, thanks for that update, Ryan. I know, to summarise, STORH has multiple projects in the offing coming up for year after year after year. So we're at the start of something huge here. We've got 3 assets right now, looking to build our first pyrolysis plant, our second, our third worldwide. Then the mineral reclamation with these big open cut mines where it's just disastrous, where the dirt's left on the side of the road. It's still full of gold and silver, which we'll run as a business, but we'll put the environment back to as best we possibly can. So thank you, Ryan, for the update. It's valuable information that people need to hear. It's a great company to get involved with, and appreciate you coming out to Australia.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Keith.
All right, take it easy, folks. We'll give you more updates as we go along. Have a great day.